get the job done, but then I wanna spend all my days in the sun, drinking pina coladas and rum and coke, and dirty Coca-Cola's while I'm having a smoke. That's what we like to do, 'cause that's what we like to do.
I know what you mean.
'Cause that's what we like to do.
Well, I've been to Hawaii this year in November, December, and I didn't really get a wave to come home with. That was, every year I go to Hawaii, I always come home with at least one memorable moment from a pipe or sunset or, you know, backdoor or somewhere. But this year I sort of came back with nothing, and I'd had 2 years off, and it was a pretty flat swell in Hawaii, and then I was a little bit disappointed that I didn't have a memory to come back with that I could keep for next year, you know. So this trip was like, you know, it wasn't as big as Hawaii, it was 6 to 8 foot maybe, but still stand-up barrels and heaps of fun, and I definitely had more fun here than I did in Hawaii last year. Just especially on the search, having a couple of, you know, 4 guys out in the water and getting pretty much any wave you want. Well, we've been revisiting a couple of the places that Karen went to back in the search days. Definitely one of my favourite movies back in the day, Beyond the Boundary. But it was more so just being out there and going to new islands that weren't discovered before, or maybe surfed before, but you know, you rock up there and there's one boat or no boats at all. Mostly no boats. Pretty much every place we surfed this year was no boats, and we were just rocking into bays in the middle of nowhere, picking our spot, jumping on the rubber ducky, going around trying to find the best break, and then just going out. And like Rock said, our captain on our boat, just get out the back and just work your way in and find the spot. You'll find it. It's out there, so pretty much every spot was barreling, so it's pretty hard to pick a spot in the end.
Imagine around the world, tripping the planet, what does it mean to Harry?
It means a fair bit after. Well, I guess I've had a lot of time to think about it in the last 2 years, and sitting at home with a fractured pelvis and on crutches for 7 months, it kind of gives you a new perspective on things. Yeah, I had a fractured pelvis from Maroochydore just after December '99 I'd done it, just before 2000. But I knew I'd done something in the surf, and I heard a big crack in that, and I couldn't really surf on the next couple of waves. I went in and just sort of hobbled up the beach and went and saw a couple of specialists, but because I was walking in everywhere, they didn't think it was broken. And then I made the final of the Quicksilver 2 weeks later at Gold Coast, so I thought, and I was running around at Snapper, and I thought, oh, you know, it can't be too bad if I'm running around the point at Snapper. And by the final I couldn't run anymore, and I was paddling out and everyone was getting the inside, and obviously I got fourth, but I still thought in my mind, it's sweet, it's not, you know, there's nothing wrong, and it might be giving way every now and then, but that's life. And I just made a final, so I was on the buzz, so I just went for another 7 months on it, seeing doctors on the whole way because I was in pain still, and no one told me to get an x-ray until 7 months later, and finally I got the x-ray done, and sure enough it was fractured straight away.
And how did you do it? What were you riding, tubes or airs? Or
just jumping up straight-legged, a little bit of a barrel, straight-legged, didn't have a knee bent, so when I hit the lip I just swapped boards with my mate. I was on a 511, and I swapped, he had a homemade 7-footer there, so it had a bit of thickness, bit of glass in it, looked like something from Sunset. I'd come around a section and tried to ollie up on only a 4-footer and hit like that. Didn't bend my knee, so it went straight into my pelvis and broke through my pelvis, through my ischium.
These days you're right into making your own vision, and you've seen a lot of vision of yourself over the years, and now you're into doing your own stuff. What got you into that, and why do you see it so exciting?
I think it was just sitting at home for 2 years with a fractured pelvis and seeing all the stuff that I could have got on the trips that I'd been on, and finally just hitting up my old man who's a builder and just saying, you know, he came up with a cheap way of making a housing for me for my video camera, just my one chip, and he said yeah, and found a little way, and sort of went to it and played around for a day, and within a couple of hours we had a housing. So. And then from then on I just started experimenting with it, going out sort of different breaks, even 1-foot days, filming little shories even in the river when the boat goes past and the little barrels come in. And it's amazing the shots that you can get. And because I don't really have a record button on there either, you just get constant footage, and once you go through it, you edit it up, and that's when you find your gold.
Away with you, just like I alcohol.